All right. Ooh, we are live. Okay, waiting to still go live over on this side. So just one moment. There we go. That normally lets me know that it is live on all platforms. So let's go ahead and check and see. Okay. How are you guys doing? Uh-oh, hold on. There we go. It is showing up correctly. Alrighty, let's also go ahead and get this all shared out. Showing up correctly. We are all shared out. I just did a quick share. I didn't do like the at everyone, highlight, all that kind of good jazz. It's gonna be okay. So, how you guys doing? Ooh, let me put my chair up. Ooh, there we go. Now I'm eye level with my camera. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. I am Shakeya, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the absolute best summation paper and ink, which we have right here. And actually, my shirt, you know what? No, this shirt was not made with Honestly Speaking because I did this before we had the brand, I believe. I think. I don't remember. Actually, this has sample prints on the back. So I may have tested the paper. I'm trying to remember, when did I do the complimentary small business class? I don't remember. I really don't remember when I did the class. But we do have amazing, 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 incredible summation paper and ink. Check it out on our website. Our summation paper works as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. No butcher paper required for most applications. So check it out on our website, shop.hsink365.com. You won't regret it. It is absolutely incredible. All right. We are also the home of Silaholics Anonymous, which is where most people probably like, especially if you're an OG, you've been around for a while, because I have been teaching how to use Silhouette Studio to do things like compliment your small business. Oh, in case you didn't know what I was talking about, like I have this shirt. I did this masterclass a few years ago. And I just picked it up out of my closet and just put it on today. But how to use Silhouette Studio in a wide variety of ways. Everything from print and cuts, which it kicks off this week. So on Thursday, our print and cut workshop kicks off. We're gonna have an orientation and like meet and greet and things like that. Kind of go over the expectations for what you guys can expect to learn and go through like throughout this process. All of the dates all the way until December are there for you to register. It's going to be amazing with the things that you're going to learn how to do, utilizing print and cuts and just really learning your machines and things of that nature. But I've been teaching it for 11, because she's 11 now. So yeah, I guess like 10 years or so that I've been using and teaching Silhouette Studio and how to use the various machines. And then, of course, we have 365 Creative Academy, which is where our classes for these things are hosted. It is where we help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of trainings. You name it, we probably have a class on it. If you want to test that theory, go ahead. Even if you're watching the playback of this, drop a subject matter in the chat. And I'll let you know if we have a class for it. And if we don't, is it something that we teach and we can accommodate you? Okay. So we're going to continue yesterday's discussion. If you did not see that or catch that, at the end, I'll make sure I go into the comments and drop a link to the YouTube video that you can watch yesterday's discussion on, and just the breakdowns of, you being targeted, us as consumers, us as creatives and crafters and things of that nature, and what's created for us to purchase to better ourselves. Is it based off of the fact that people consider, crafters or creatives to be lazy? Now, this, if it triggers you, I did go over definitions and as to why I'm using this. So definitely go check out yesterday's video. But are you lazy? Are they considering you to be lazy? Are they looking at you as being dumb, baroque, or desperate? I know those are harsh terms and they can come off as being very, very negative and derogatory terms, but there are Webster definitions or just like dictionary definitions to these words that kind of play a part in how you are targeted and how you are marketed to, and the things that companies create that digital creators might create because they want to tap in to that unspoken part of your personality. Whether it's just a temporary thing where you're just kind of like, you know what, I don't want to. I just don't feel like doing this. Doesn't mean that your entire life and like your entire existence of being, you're just a lazy person. But there's going to be times where you're like, you know what, I need an easier way of doing this. And by definition, you are being lazy because you're not wanting to do it yourself. So you are targeted, and things are created, products and services are created to tap into that and to be able to fulfill the need that you desire because you're being lazy in that moment and you don't want to do it. For lack of better terms, as far as what dumb means and just not knowing something, right? Just not being educated on it. That seems to be a more politically correct way of saying it. It's a nicer way. And I think people kind of, they embrace that one a little bit better, just saying, you're not educated in this area. But by definition, and when you're looking at what the word dumb means, that falls in line with it. And so in business, you want to target and go after, you're going to create products and services that's going to answer, like it's going to I'm trying my best not to use the word like pain points and problems, stuff like that, but it's gonna, it's gonna feed, like it's gonna answer that pain point, or it's going to give you the information and knowledge that you just did not know, that you were not educated on. So you're going to need a class or an ebook or a mentorship or a master class or a challenge, the things that your mind just doesn't, like your mind naturally doesn't just kind of go to certain things, right? Broke as it relates to the financial side of it, right? Not having disposable income for things that you want, not necessarily, and sometimes it's the things that you need as well, and you just don't have the financial backing to take care of those things, to facilitate those things, and you need an easier way, or you want to you maybe can't pay someone else to do something for you. So it's like creating these resources that make you feel empowered, that no, you can do this yourself. You don't have to go out and pay anyone. But what they also don't let you know is the other side of that. Like for everything that we do, we as kids, we were taught there's a cause and an effect, right? There is a yin and a yang. There is, for every action, there is a, like for every action is a reaction, is how it says. But there's always two sides to things. There's give and take. And sometimes with doing things yourself, there are other things that become sacrifices. And there are other things that are going to not get the attention that it deserves because you are only one person. And we're trying to do everything. In reality, nothing gets done, right? And then desperation, when it's like, yo, I need this to work. If you're desperate just to leave your 9 to 5 or your corporate job where you have to clock in for someone else, like in your mind, you're thinking that this is the worst job ever. These people hate me. I can't stand them. I hate getting up. I want you to know, first and foremost, the most work that you will ever do is as an entrepreneur. even those on the highest of levels, being an entrepreneur is not the soft life, especially once you get to that point where you have seen millions and you've seen the 7 figures, the 8 figures, the 9 figures. Like, you want to make sure that you never go back to zero. So they work hard, they hustle hard, they try to hire the right people to make sure that those pockets stay fat. So I don't want you to ever think that the hustle ends when you reach a certain level, because you will be determined to not go back to zero. It's gonna have you work even harder, even with the team, having employees, having staff. I was having a kind of a dialogue with Crystal on one of my posts, having, even just a virtual assistant. It doesn't take away the drive, the hustle. It's not this thing where people think, okay, well, you just sit back as a high level entrepreneur, a high level CEO. You just sit back and the coins come running in. Those who sit back and they're not in the grind of it, I mean, she's talked about it. You end up like a Pinky Cole, where you are relying on a lot of people, but you're not in the day-to-day. You're not checking up on them and making sure that somebody else does their job to make sure that your business is successful is more stressful than you just doing it yourself, because it's like you only have yourself to blame. And it's like, okay, it's your ideas, you know what's going on. But when you start to delegate, it's like your baby, like you are always worried. Are they going to do it right? Do they really understand my vision? Do they understand? Like, have they really brought in on this? Or is this just a check for them and they're going to just do whoever, whatever? Hey, as long as I met my obligations, let me get my check and keep it moving. So that becomes very, very, very stressful. So if you at any point in your decision to become an entrepreneur thought that you were going to live the soft life and this was going to be so much easier and so much better than clocking in and having someone tell you what to do, you are sadly mistaken. And that's a story for another day. But that need or that want to like just make it work, and you're desperate for success, there are those who understand and they see that as a pain point, and they're going to agitate that and present themselves as a solution. So whether you like it or not, when people say create a, your business creates a solution for a problem, you're going to address a pain point. The top four and the ones that it's easiest for them to make money on is those who are lazy, who are dumb or uneducated, those who have a broke mentality and feel like they need extra money, and those who are desperate. Whether you like it or not, you may not like my delivery, but facts are facts. All right. So that's what our discussion was on yesterday. And I kind of, stopped it, and we're going to kind of go get back into this. All right. So how are you guys doing today? Drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know who is on, who is watching. Hello, Phyllis. Hello, Myrna. Did you guys happen to catch yesterday's video, yesterday's live? Let me know in the chat if you caught yesterday's live broadcast. And I also, while you guys are letting me know, I want to kind of test something, right? When you hear this, I need for you to type 1. I just want to know how long of a delay. Type 1. So about 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Okay. So there is a slight delay. And what I'm saying, like when you guys hear, it's not like an instant thing. Okay. Cool beans. All right. So I do have someone here that says they caught yesterday. So a couple people. Michelle says she also saw the live. What was your takeaway? If you're able to type it out, this is why I love Zooms. Oh, I should have, you know what? My bad. For those of you, I did say that I was going to start to always do the Zoom link whenever I go live. And I did forget to set one up for today. I'll make sure that I do it because I think I'm going to go live later on as well. I'll make sure I do that one because it's a lot easier when you guys can unmute and talk to me. So, hello, Adrian. How art thou? Oh, yours was a little bit later. Okay. Hello, Vanessa. How are you? Welcome in. And let me make sure that I do go to my Facebook one because sometimes there's comments there and I don't see them. Bam. There we go. Hold on. But there's going to be times where you're like, you know what? Hold on. There we go. I had to mute it. Okay. So what were some of your takeaways? What did you guys think of that? Did it make you go, Did it make you reflect? So just want to kind of get your feedback on yesterday's session. So I am broadcasting on 2 different YouTube channels. So you might be the only person on that particular channel. So I am on 2 different YouTube channels and also on 3 different Facebook platforms. So you won't see all of the comments that I see. I use what's called StreamYard, and it allows me to broadcast to multiple locations. Hello. Incredible greetings. So no feedback on yesterday's session. You weren't able to catch yesterday, go over to either our Honestly Speaking YouTube channel or the 365 Creative Academy. That's probably going to be the best place to watch it because you can speed it up. It was an hour-long session, so you will be able to like hit the 2x or 1x and listen to it faster, or just easily like jump to like the next section. So whenever you guys are watching the playbacks, I highly recommend watching them on YouTube. It is a much better like playback experience for a longer form video than than Facebook. I'm sorry. Hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome. Trying to get back to my notes. All right, so let's just get into this. Wait, where did my example go at? Oh, shoot, where'd you go? So yesterday, I was in the middle of asking, right? If, because right now we're in the whole back to school projects and crafts. You guys call them crafts. I don't call them crafts. Into like all of the back to school. Okay, so we do have one here. It says, I enjoyed it. Had me thinking, not get caught up in all the hype and trends. I enjoyed it. I like the templates, but I enjoy designing because I'm being more creative. Okay. So this is going to speak to that as far as like templates, right? So we have this right here. Okay. So a glue stick. This is a very popular item that people are creating wraps for right now. Along with things like the crayon, covers. I had a pencil here. I don't know where it went. This one was for like the glue, composition notebook ones. I have the pencil wraps, things of that nature, right? Oh, look. Here is here's a pencil one. We designed this in our Canva class for designing with the templates, our templates. That's the only way. Our designing in Canva class for back to school items is the only way that you can get our branded templates with some of the popular brands of school supplies. We do not sell them because we just don't sell them, but they are a free learning resource in our class if you would like our templates. But like, see, this is a fat pencil, the primary pencil, and we designed that and set that up. Well, I did this. This wasn't done in class. And then this is just the pencil unsharpened. Okay. So with that being said, let's take something like this. In order to measure this, you would need what? What would you need in order to measure and get the measurements for something like this? Hello, Crystal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She's like, I love being more creative because of how you teach. And she says, right, I enjoyed using the ideas and techniques used from classes. So you would need, someone says, a measuring tape, right? Tape measure, tape measure, tape measure. This is, so, all right. If you don't have a tape measure, this is where most people then feel like, oh, I need a template. I only have a regular ruler. I don't have a tape measure. I don't have the fabric ruler, like that one to wrap around this because this goes around. If you've experienced that, go ahead and put a one in the chat where you're like, I need a template because I don't have a tape measure in my workspace. So I couldn't possibly get the right sizing for this because I don't have a tape measure. Okay, so we have a one here. So as someone who may, like, as someone who does sell digital products or others when it comes to selling them, they're going to say, you need my template to get the measurements because they're banking on the fact that you think that the only way to get proper measurements for this is with a tape measure because you have to go around. You cannot do that with a regular ruler. So they're banking on your lack of knowledge that you don't need a tape measure for this. Would you believe me if I told you you do not need a tape measure for this and you could use a regular ruler? Is that possible? In your mind and what you see in groups, you see in videos, would you believe me if I told you you do not need a tape measure in order to get the proper measurements to create a rectangle to place your design in this? Oh, it's nice to know that y'all believe me. So is it okay? I guess I should ask, in me saying that, are you guys saying you believe me just because it's me? Or do you believe that it is possible to measure this without a tape measure? Or is it just you believe in me? You trust me? If I said it, it must be true. So in my class, Now look, now let's make sure that we fully understand. I do teach classes. They are paid classes. I do try to keep my classes very affordable. And the crazy thing is, when I try to make them very, very affordable, especially for those who are starting out, it's like there is no middle ground. People want either free or they buy into an extreme cost. And I'm like, I just want to be compensated for my time. If I had 100 people paying $3.65, I'm going to be compensated for my time if it takes an hour to teach this class or whatever, right? So I've done things that are $3.65. Matter of fact, our print and cut workshop is right now just $3.65 per month for you to learn how to do print and cuts. Okay. We've done design challenges for $5.63 where you are learning how to design in Silhouette Studio. But I think that you guys think that there's no value in that. But I'm always going to try my best to make sure that you are able to get the resources that you need without having to spend a lot of money. Okay, so in my class, one of the things that I showed them, and for some, it was like you know what? Duh. It was like an aha moment. I used this right here. This right here. And I just took this one out the trash. Literally anything. I took it. Well, we're going to go like this. I wrapped it around. And I marked it. I am now able to take a flat ruler, put this part at 0, and then measure to the mark that I made, and then make any adjustments if needed, like to give myself a little overlap. If we're being honest, the average person, especially when they're in a rush to do something, it's like for them, it's like, oh my God, everybody's doing this. I want to hurry up and jump on this trend before it's over with. I want to be able to get to this money. A little bit of desperation sets in. So the very things that we probably learned as children, as adults, and where our brain is working on a different wavelength, and it's like, just a different processing, we don't think to go back to the basics and just take something, whether it's a sheet of paper, it can be a piece of string, it can be a piece of tape, whatever it is, go ahead, wrap it around it. If right now you don't have a tape measure in your arsenal, but you have a regular ruler, all you need is a piece of paper, a piece of string, a piece of tape that is long enough for you to get around that thing. That's it. And then put it on a flat ruler if that's all that you have. But companies build resources. They create templates. They create files like digital downloads. They create classes, banking on the fact that you are not going to think beyond what your brain first process, like what the first thought that comes to your brain. Oh, in order to do that, I need a tape measure. I don't have a tape measure. So can somebody sell me a template? Because I don't have a tape measure. They are banking on you not just using common sense. This is what businesses are built on. Okay. She says, period. Never thought of that. That's dope. Use what you got to get what you want. Exactly. Right? Now, and then some people, and this is okay, so this is an urban myth for me, right? I see this all the time. Someone says they buy it for convenience. Is it really convenient for you to go to, we either ask in a group if someone has it, then you have to wait for them to reply to say, yes, I have a template. Then you click on that link. You have to go ahead, put the quantity in, go to the cart, put in your information, put in your credit card information, all to get something that literally took me a few seconds to do. So we like to throw around this word convenience, and that is a marketing tactic. That is going to be a buzzword where businesses will make you feel like going online, putting in your credit card information, it creates convenience. You don't have to do it yourself. This process took seconds, not minutes. It took seconds to do this. But in marketing, you want to create the illusion of this major problem, and I have the answers. I have the answer. That's a part of marketing. What are you doing to make your customers feel like they can't do it without you? I'm going to provide ease and accessibility. I'm going to provide you convenience, because that is one of the essential drivers for consumers buying, like them making the decision to buy something. Ease, accessibility, and convenience. So now we go and you have to put this in a program. Now that might be something where, okay, I don't know how, like, where do we go? Like, is it just a rectangle? Is it like is there a button that says create templates, things of that nature? What do I use, right? So let's say something like Canva, right? In Canva, if I were to measure, going up and down and then also going around, it's going to give me a size. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to input that, right? So I can do that as a rectangle. That would give me a template. That's going to let me know exactly what size I'm going to need to make this design to fully wrap around this and close up. And I can go in, I can add text, I can add elements to it, all of the things. But if I want to add a background, I can't use a regular rectangle. There is a special option or element that has to be used in order to make something an exact size and to kind of fit within that. And that is called a frame. Now, if you don't know that, you don't know what frames are, you're new to this, then you might need some sort of direction, whether it is a free class, if it's a paid class, when you are walked through, someone that understands, like, the information that you truly need and not just a lot of unnecessary information, you may need to buy a class. So they're banking on the fact that you're like, I want to really learn this. I'm okay with measuring. What do I do when I get into that program? This is why classes are created. This is why, even YouTube videos are created, because their hope is that they're going to get to a point where they have 1,000 subscribers. They're hoping that they get to a point where they have 4,000 public watch hours, so that they can monetize and get paid 50 cents for every 1,000 views. Like, that's really how most people start out. You're not getting big bucks, and it's not like per view. You have to wait till you get to 1,000 views in order to really see any type of money on that. And that's a story for another day when it comes to YouTube, right? So we're banking on that. It can take you more time to order and receive it than to actually just make it yourself. Fear of missing out, that goes into that desperation, right? We're still within those 4 core triggers. All right. Now, I can see if you're wanting to just create your own design, where did it go? If you're wanting to create your own design that is similar to, where did you go? I don't know where it went that quick. But okay, I'll just show this, right? You're wanting to create a design that is similar to this. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. You're not trying to mimic this. You're not trying to put their logo on it. When it came to this style, everyone was trying to make their glue bottle have this piece right here. in case they wanted to put, a sticker over it. And then I see so many people, they're making it that way. And it's like, it's not, doesn't need to say Elmer. It's like, we can look at this bottle and it's glue. It don't matter what brand is on here. We know that this is glue. And it's like, oh, I need a template, I need a template, I need a template, I need a template. Because it's not like a regular square. It goes on here like this. Y'all know. This can come off. Use a little bit of water, get that off. If you don't want that like on there, or like I use alcohol, but that can come off. You don't necessarily have to make it fit exactly to this. It could have been, you could have changed it up and you could have made that a circle. But when you are constantly being shown and exposed to something and you're like, it's coming up on your timeline, it's in the groups, you're seeing people with a custom label that is in the same shape, it starts to make you feel like you are missing out on something. And it makes it easier for you to buy that thing. How can you guys create that in your own business? When you think about the things that you sell, your shirts, your tumblers, even the school supplies, are you solving a problem? Do you see what you do in your customs business as solving a problem? No. Is what you do selling shirts, tumblers, is it solving a problem? Customizing these, was it a pain point? Would this pencil not work without this custom design on it? Would these crayons not work without this custom design on it? Would the glue stick not stick without the custom design on it? Does having a pretty sticker make it work better? Does having a pretty sticker make the children color better? Does having it on there, I've seen it, it's going to make them more excited about school, maybe about the first day of school. That excitement quickly dies down for most children. And there's going to be parents that are going to think about those things and they're like, that doesn't really move me. Like, why am I paying triple market value just to have a sticker on this? Nope, they all work. We as parents usually want them. Why is it though, right? Why do you feel that there are parents that want that on their items, their kids' items? Put a 3 in the chat if you've ever done a poll locally of potential clients, customers that's like not even just like, even if you start with your friends and family, but just regular consumers, and asking them questions about what it is they like, the things that they would actually spend money on, and if they did, what's a roundabout range that they would consider fair for the item that you're showing them. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Put a 3 if you have never done that, not if you've done it. If you have never done that, put a 3 in the chat. So for personalization, why is personalization needed? Why is personalization needed? Is it just because? Okay, so I do see a 3 here. If you missed yesterday's session, I'm going to do this one real quick, right? Before I get into my next point. I teach in my creative business program, which you can enroll in for just $43.65. The link is in the description of this video. A consumer value framework that have 3 core value drivers, 6 essential ways businesses will provide value, and 5 business value factors for growth and sustainability, right? So the 3 cores that consumers are that's going to drive like their buying decisions: necessity, convenience, desire. Those are the 3. The ways that you can provide value to tap into whether or not they see it as a necessity, convenience, or desire is it problem solving or creating some sort of transformation, ease and accessibility, status and exclusivity, and emotional connection, education and empowerment, fun and entertainment, right? You don't have to make, like, it doesn't have to be something like you're really trying to figure out, like, how do I market this and make it attack a pain point, or, understanding what drives your consumers. And you can do this by asking questions. This is what makes me one of the best, I hate the word coach, but like instructors and teachers in this particular industry is I actually go out and ask the questions that you guys refuse to do, that you don't want to do. You might be a little embarrassed to do. Might be a little bit of laziness in there to get out there and ask people questions, because you cannot see the immediate impact that's going to have on your business. But I do things like that on a regular. And when you do that, you start to understand what makes people like want to buy these things and pay top dollar for them, well over market value, just to have it, right? It can be, someone says ownership. Most teachers will tell you they take these items and they put them in a community bin, and all the kids will basically use them for like crayons, things of that nature. When it comes to glue and this, that, and the third, glue sticks don't last very long. I've seen so many people, they'll have the glue sticks and they're doing one. That means the purpose of that is only for first day of school pictures, those who thrive on taking those pictures, posting these things, right? They like to show that they are extra. You got to tap into those parents, those mothers who are extra. It has nothing to do with personalization, ownership. Them folk who are willing to pay that, they do not care. For them, it is a desire. It is just me being extra, extra, extra. Read all about it. I am that extra parent. They take pride in it. It's fun for them. It's almost like, it's a badge of honor. There's a certain status for that. It connects. There's an emotional connection when they go and they make that post that says, Yep, I'm that extra parent. It causes people to make comments that says, oh, me too. Where you get that from? You have to know why your business exists, how to truly connect with your customers. The same things that drive you that, hold on one second. Sorry about that. My cousin's at the door. My kids, I think they don't hear them. Um, and that was what I'm going to say. That was where I was going, Tamika. Right. So in class, they don't really need these things. Right. For most teachers. Now there are some, because my cousin actually, her daughter's going to pre-K. She called me and she was like, "Oh, Shakeya, I saw it tonight." She was like, "I'm so excited. My baby's going to big girl school for the first time. I want you to label like all her stuff, put her name on her book bag." I'll say, "Well, first of all, first and foremost, I will never, ever, ever, ever put your child's name on the front of a book bag. Now, if I'm not telling you that you can't, I just won't be doing it. Now, you can if you want. It's a really great trend, but I'm like, people today are crazy. I do not recommend that parents ever put their child's name on the front of a book bag. True enough, these kids may have the same book bags because they're sold in stores and things of that nature. I recommend putting things on it that is going to be unique to them. They're going to know that this is my book bag. It doesn't matter if me and little Johnny have the exact same book bag. Little Johnny doesn't have the Paw Patrol sticker or decal or, printable transfer like on there. It's not pressed on there, or a patch. Little Johnny doesn't have unicorn. I mean, he might, but put things on there that's going to be unique. And this is where you start to tap into the emotions of a parent saying, you know what? That's right. You're right. Why am I going Google got all this? I'm making my child a target. If this name is big as day, most of you guys aren't even putting it small. You're making it so big that it can be read 50 feet away. Hey, Akira, your mom said, I'm not gonna make your child a target. Now everything else, all right, cool. And so the thing that she said to me was, Shakira, I said, Shika, why do you need all that stuff? I'm extra. It's for the parents. Kids don't care about it most times. So it's like tapping into that when it comes to your marketing, trying to figure out what's going to be that trigger. I'm triggered every day when someone in these craft groups, when they coach, when a digital, I hate the word digital marketer because that's not digital marketing. Someone selling a digital product is not a digital marketer. You have a digital business, but you're not. I'm sorry. I digress. Let me not jump into that because maybe that will send me in a tailspin. But when all of them are telling you these things, it's triggering that lazy side of your brain. It's triggering that uneducated, or I don't know how to do this part. I don't know how to do this. So yes, I need that. I need this in my life because I don't know how to do it. They rather give this to you and make you dependent on their things and never show you how to truly make it. They want you to be dependent on their digital products. And then when they have another one and another one and another one. It's so many of you that have gone and purchased all of these files. Every time you see one, oh my God, that's so amazing. And you have nobody to sell it to. You just wasted money that you are never going to get a return on because you don't even know how to market. You are a little lazy in your business and not figuring out how to actually get sales for those things. But they're banking on that, giving you and showing you all of the things. So she was like, mark this stuff up. And I was like, no. Then she went to the Zoom and the teacher was like, it's okay to go and put the stuff on there. That's going to let me know who to distribute it to when, it's time to give them their stuff. Now, there are teachers that are different, right? And they will say, go ahead and it'll make it easier. And then there are some teachers, especially at that age, where they're like, these kids are crazy. If this person has Barbie on it and they love Barbie too, it's like, well, why doesn't mine have it? they might grab that and it's going to cause an argument. I have several teachers where they don't like the plain ones. They want to be able to, write names on it. But what they'll do is I make sets that every student will have the same thing, and they just put their name on it. And they have ones like different designs to identify the one for math, the one for science, the one for reading, right? So there are some teachers, for them, it's like, I don't want to deal with the drama of which one is which. We have 3 different composition notebooks in the classroom, and we're using them for different things, trying to figure out which one is their science one, which one's for the reading. We have to go through all this stuff. I'd rather have it all be uniform, but I also don't have time to do it. Convenience. So many of you are taking the lazy route out, and you are only advertising and marketing to the parents. When there are some teachers who are like, I need my life to be easier when it comes to all of these kids and trying to figure out what is what. I don't want kids fighting over it. Oh no, that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. Even though it has a name on it. You do know most of them kids don't know how to read. Like where this is really, really for, like all the little cutesy stuff, like for pre-K, kindergarten. Some of them don't even know how to read their name. But if they see that character, oh, I want it. So now what do you do as someone who sells customized items? What do you do marketing wise and really dive into, like, this is the boring part. This is the stuff that you can't really be lazy about, to tap into what's going to make someone purchase it. And who are you marketing to? You can't be lazy and just limit it to one group of people and think that's all just going to be like it's all parents. That's all people you're going to market to. There are teachers that are looking for your services to make their lives easier. There are parents that, someone says they'll use it for at home, for homework at home. If you have multiple children, we don't want them fighting. This is yours with your design on it. This is yours. So it's a necessity for some parents to pay the extra so that their kids don't fight. Are you using this in your marketing, or are you being a lazy entrepreneur and think just posting this cute picture, oh, this is trending, everybody has it. You barely put a caption to your content, and you're wondering why you have no sales. You're not calling anybody out. You're not talking directly to them. You are not tapping into any of the 6 essential drivers for someone who's making a buying decision. To them, it's just cute. You might get a like, but you're not going to get a sale because you're being lazy and you don't want to take the time to write out a full caption. Take your picture into a program that's very convenient, like Canva, and give it a little oomph. Are you being a lazy entrepreneur? Is this why your business isn't growing? Or is it that I'm not lazy, I just don't know how to? I don't know how to. Then you need some help, right? Whether you do a free video, you watch a free video, or you go to a class, you need some help. But then you have to make sure that you are taking the right class, because they are going to target every last one of those triggers. And you may not need all that stuff. How do you decide what classes you really need? All right. Let me see. I saw some things up here. So when my girls were in elementary, we kept the customized things at home for homework. We do the same thing. I did last name on the strap. Okay. I mean, some people will do that, like putting their names, but there can be kids, especially like certain schools. Some people may have the same name. I like, for me, and again, that's all personal preference, right? But this brings up a good point. So many of you guys are just so consumed by what you see in groups that you could, like, these trends in your mind, this has to be the route to make money, is to follow these trends. And you're not thinking outside of the box. You're not thinking to provide alternatives, because there's going to be some people that are like, okay, no, I need personalization, right? So let's say that this is the pain point. This is the problem. I need a way to make sure that my child's book bag doesn't get lost with all these other kids. But I don't want to do a name on it. I don't want to, I mean, even with putting a last name on it, what can I do? They don't know, right? They now, kind of like with you guys, they fall into that not knowing, for lack of better terms, dumb, right? They don't know what the options are. You, as the professional, when you take your business serious and you're not trying to take the lazy route out and just make things that's trending and just throw it out there, when you are taking pride in what you do as someone that provides a customization service, and I'm going to provide you something that you didn't even know that you needed, and I'm going to give you additional options. Lazy entrepreneurs, lazy crafters don't want to provide multiple options, or multiple options for you is, oh, we got Spider-Man, we got Hello Kitty, we got Ninja Turtles, we got butterflies, we got unicorns, but you're not thinking beyond that. And then you think that the customer's wrong when they don't want that, because it's like, okay, I don't really do names. Hey, we have um, um, iron-on patches, iron-on transfers, iron-on decals. This will personalize it in a way where, or customize it in a way where their name isn't on it, but they'll still be able to tell that it's theirs. Are you thinking past that? And all of these wonderful business classes and craft classes and how to run your craft business, are they giving you that type of strategy? Or are they just teaching you another craft, another thing that's going to cause you, like that's going to make it where you have to go buy more supplies and you're still sitting here frustrated because it's not solving your problem of getting more sales because you don't have strategy? Oh, their strategy is how to post on social media. Oh, make a reel, do some B-roll, do a talk. But what are you going to talk about in these talking head videos? What's the strategy? What are you tapping into? Are you tapping into one of the 5 essential ways that businesses can provide value that a consumer will value? Is it solving a problem in transformation? Ease and accessibility. Is it going to give them certain status and exclusivity? Ain't nobody else got this on theirs. We can have the same book bag, but ain't nobody got this on theirs. And it's not something that you have to go and make a new one. You can have unicorns. You know how many kids love unicorns? You're going to have, they're not at the same school. So at this school, have this book bag, you're going to heat press a unicorn on it. She's at a totally different school. Press a unicorn on it. This unicorn can go on the pink book bag, the purple book bag, the orange book bag, the black book bag. Okay, you have a unicorn and a rainbow, a unicorn and a strawberry. But you are able to create things that are duplicatable. Businesses scale when you can repeat it. But when you go and everything that you do, it has to be personalized. You think that's the easiest way? That is being lazy in business because you don't want to think beyond what somebody else has fed you as the way to make money. If this is helping you, go ahead and drop a 5 in the chat. If I'm talking to you, don't be ashamed. Go ahead and drop a 5 in the chat. Go ahead and drop a 5 in the chat. So that's what I heard. They put them all together. So I did not offer this at all. Great question. These custom items are almost like designer items for grown-ups. It's a want, and there is a lot out there who want it. Then we pivot to the next thing, right? I would not pay $10 for a custom notebook, but I'll make it. I'll make them all day, every day, because it doesn't take that much time. The supplies for it are very, very inexpensive. Let's see. You are so right. I don't put a child's name on any, I don't say any, well, anything that's going to really be like visible. I don't like putting their names on it. Some don't mind, but I understand. I always use my daughter's nickname. But even a nickname, if that's a name that they know, for people to call them, for somebody to call out their name, whether it's their real name, a nickname, whatever it is, it's a name that they go by. And you don't want to make it easier for a stranger to target your child and make them feel safe, especially a nickname, because it feels like a nickname, only my family, only like these people, like they know that name. That's the name they call me at home. If it's a name that you call your child and you're putting it on there, and now someone can see that, that makes it easier for them to say, oh, your mom told me X, Y, and Z. That's not a good thing either. All right, so, oh, let me get off then. It's only helping one person. All right, cool. I get off. Because if I'm not helpful, it makes no sense for me to be on here for a whole hour and it's not helpful to anybody. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave you with this then. We do have a class, our creative business program. I do want to tap into the fact that you may not know, you're not educated on good strategies. You may not be educated on which website is going to work for you. You might be somebody that is stuck and you are desperate to to break out of this mindset. So I am not excluding myself from how I build my classes and tapping into one of those four things. Whether or not somebody doesn't want to put in the real effort to research all this stuff themselves, they want it in a way that is packaged for them. I am banking on the fact that there's a little bit more. I know a little bit more information than you do, and you know that you need that information for growth and success. I'm banking on the fact that, I want all this stuff that I purchased. It has made my pockets a little bit thinner. I need some return on investment. I have priced it in a way where it's like, okay, I can't afford to pay right now, $200-$300, but $43.65 damn sure sound real good. That's right up my alley. I know that I can put in the work to make that back. I am banking on the fact that there's a little bit of desperation in there. I really, really want some games, some strategy for somebody that really cares, that's in the trenches, that has been in the trenches, that's still there, that stays connected with consumers and how they think. I need to learn from them. I need to be in that room. And the link to do that is in the description of this video to join our creative business program, where we specialize in giving you the game, the strategies, the resources that you need for your creative business. Not just any business, because every business, how they market, how you're going to target, understanding what to do, like all those triggers. It takes a special type of person to truly understand that. There's some people that are great what they do in business and they can provide you the foundational stuff, but to really know what it takes to be successful in this, as I have been, you're going to need somebody that's really, really in it and has actually seen success in it. Not those who they'll say, I wasn't successful in this. But I know that there is a community of people who want to have success in this and they will buy into anything. So then their success comes from selling you the solutions, but they never found the solution for the original problem. They've never been able to successfully sell party favors, shirts, customized cups, charging a design fee, not being afraid to charge a design fee. Most of these people are still scared to tell you the price of their digital products, their classes, their this, their that. But they want to, because they've made some money tapping into those who are lazy, broke. Well, lazy, dumb, broke, and desperate. They've made some money. And now it's like, hey, I can teach you too. But I have been in the trenches. I have had success in it. And my brain works a little bit different. I'm going to challenge you. If you're not afraid of a challenge, I recommend that you click the link. And right now, when you join, you're going to get to see. Now, you don't have to wait for the live classes. All of our 20 weeks that we just wrapped up for the first semester, it's there for you to view. Our program from last year that has a lot of stuff in it about taxes and how to properly categorize your stuff for taxes, it's in there as well. And all you have to pay is $43.65 to sign up today and get access for, even if you just stay for a month and you consume all the information for a month, it will change your world. All right. So with that being said, since it's not helpful for anyone, maybe I'll see you in the room. Maybe I won't, because you didn't find me helpful. So we'll see. But make sure you also subscribe. If it was secretly helpful for you, just don't want to admit it, go ahead and subscribe. go ahead. Well, you might not give it a like because you don't want anybody to know that you actually found this valuable. But they can't tell when you subscribe. They can't. They can't tell when you follow me. You know, now if you send a friend request, they're gonna see that you're one of my friends, but they can't tell that you really follow me, and that's okay. I just want to make sure that you get the information that you need. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.